Yo, what's going on, guys? This is the 4th Gen Gamer bringing you guys a brand new Pokemon Sun and Moon video, and this is related to a new trailer that we have. We have had so many trailers released, so much information that we know. This is actually the 14th news release for Pokemon Sun and Moon. So with that, let's just jump right into all the information that we found out from this, because there's quite a bit of stuff. First and foremost, we have some new Pokemon. The first one is Type Null. Type Null is a very odd Pokemon, rather experimental, just different from your normal Pokemon. It's a kind of artificial Pokemon, as in that it's kind of almost like a machine, not a machine, but not a machine at all actually, but it's been crafted like a machine would be. I don't know how to describe it, but it's made to like adapt to whatever situation that it's in. It has like elements from different types of animals and Pokemon, and I mean, hey, you guys can just see a picture of it. This thing is just kind of like blah, like there you go. It's kind of a little mishmash of everything, and you know, it's a normal type, and that's, I don't know how else to describe it, but you know, hey, Type Null, everyone. That is a Pokemon. With that being said, we have a little bit of a more traditional Pokemon in Jangmo-o. That's actually the first time I ever said that, by the way. So Jangmo-o, I hope that's the way that it's pronounced. If not, hey, I know you guys will correct me in the comments section on how to actually pronounce that, but that is going to be a new dragon type Pokemon. We don't have any other evolutions with that we got from the information. However, it definitely looks like a Pokemon that would get some type of evolution. I could see getting, you know, just nothing insane as an evolution, but just something that's still, you know, a bigger, more powerful, a little bit more complex version of it, and it will have the abilities Bulletproof and Soundproof. I would love to talk more about that, but holy crap, we just have so much more information. I'd rather talk about the more complicated stuff, the more new stuff, groundbreaking stuff. So Jangmo-o, hey, it's a cool dragon type, and I'm excited to see its evolution. I really am. With that, we also have a somewhat new Pokemon in a new Alolan form, and it is, as we all expected, Raticate, because, you know, we just got Alolan Rattata, and, you know, to be honest, this is, it's nothing crazy surprise after the Rattata. It's, you know, a little bit of a more chubby version of normal Raticate. You got the cheeks all puffed out, and, you know, it's dark normal now, and it will have the abilities Gluttony and Hustle. And, you know, hey, it's cool. You know, I like it. I really like it. It's just not really surprising after the Rattata. And you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna look this up real quick. From, I just realized it looks like Remy from Ratatouille, right? No, not Remy. Who's the, the fat, ooh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Emil, that's who it was. Emil. I'm sorry. I will put a picture of this up for you guys. I'm doing this live, real time. He reminds me. This new Alolan Raticate reminds me more of Emil. Not completely, but it kind of has that chubby, you know, rat look to it. So, I don't know. I just thought of that now, like, real time. But hey, that's all good. With that being said, we have some other cool bits of information. First of which is that Sun and Moon are 12 hours apart. So, in addition to some normal version differences that you would have anyway, the Pokemon Sun game is going to be based on the actual time on your 3DS, while Pokemon Moon is going to be 12 hours past that. So, if you're playing it at, you know, 10 in the morning on, you know, Pokemon Moon, it is actually going to be 10 at night in the game, unless you're on Pokemon Sun, then it'll be real time. So that will actually dictate exactly the events that are going to be happening in the game. For example, one of which are the totem Pokemon in a certain location could be Gumshoes based on if it's day, and Alolan Raticate if it's night. So that's kind of explains why Alolan Raticate exists, because it's kind of like a turf war kind of a thing. You know, during the day, Gumshoes kind of rules the land, or whatever you want to think of it as, and Alolan Raticate is going to be kind of, you know, trying to fight with it. So it's like, alright, you know, I'm gonna attack at night. So that's the idea to that. We also have a screenshot of a new Pokemon from the trailer, actually, because they didn't officially announce this new Pokemon, but it was kind of leaked a little bit, like it was kind of just part of the trailer, looking at as a possible evolution for Cutiefly. So you can see a quick picture of that. That was just kind of thrown as part of the Japanese trailer. So kind of cool, you know, hey, kind of little extra little bonus. You know, yeah, it's not confirmed that it is the evolution of Cutiefly, but you know, you can kind of infer that. So With that being said, we have some more complicated stuff. The rest of this is a lot more in depth, and that's why it's just so much news. We're at like the 5-minute mark here, and we have so much stuff still, you know, a lot of in-depth stuff. So we're going to talk about the Aether Foundation. Now, when I first saw this, I was a little bit confused, so I wanted to look into it a little bit more. So I'm going to read you guys a little bit of what is on the official Pokemon website. So this right now is from the actual official website on what the Aether Foundation is. The Aether Foundation works in the Alolan region. The Foundation's goal is to care for Pokemon that have been hurt. The Aether Foundation has constructed an artificial island called Aether Paradise. There, they not only provide shelter for Pokemon, but also conduct various research projects. It seems that the main character will also be able to visit Aether Paradise during the adventure. So, it seems like almost like an evil team, but for good. It's like the team, it's an organization with, you know, leaders and everything, but in a good way. They're trying to help, have research projects and stuff, so, you know, just like Team Skull and even older teams, Team Galactic, they're a force for bad. This is the same idea, like having an organization, you know, with ranks and stuff, but for good. So with that, we also found out some of the people. We have Lucamine, the president. We have Faba, who is a branch chief, and then Week, I don't know. And she is a assistant branch chief. You also have employees that are working for the organization, and their uniforms will be, they will determine, or they will show what division that they belong to, what role that they have as part of the organization. With that, we also found out about Ultra Beasts, a very interesting kind of a concept. I say interesting because they didn't give us a lot of information. So once again, I went to the official website and I wanted to find out exactly what they said. So this is what they say about Ultra Beasts. So the title is "A Mysterious Presence Threatens the Alolan Region. Ultra Beasts." So this is what they have to write about that. In the Alolan region, rumors are flying about mysterious creatures known as Ultra Beasts. Realize that they're saying mysterious creatures. They're not specifically saying that it is a Pokemon necessarily, so that is why it's interesting. Ultra Beasts possess mighty powers and could pose a threat to humans and Pokemon, so they are feared. It appears that the Aether Foundation is also conducting research on these Ultra Beasts. According to rumor, multiple Ultra Beasts exist, each of them called by a codename. So as you guys have probably seen by now, we have UB-01, so Ultra Beast 01, so that's like its code name. Now, it's very interesting because I don't think it's a Pokemon, and the guy who runs the Surby, if you guys know Surby, the Pokemon news website, you know, he said on the official site they didn't really specify it as a Pokemon, so he made a new page for that, and, you know, I agree with that. Like, I don't think it's necessarily a Pokemon. I don't think it's safe to say that it's a Pokemon yet, especially if they say that it's just a mysterious creature and it can pose a threat to humans and Pokemon. It seems like it's something else, and I don't know if this will have to do with Team Skull and that whole storyline. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll tie into, you know, the legendary Pokemon that we already know about and everything. I don't know. That's the thing. We know a lot of random pieces of information, and I'm kind of wondering how much all of it actually interconnects, you know? So with that, we have Ultra Beast. That is definitely a bit odd. We just need to find out more information, or, you know, by the time the game comes out, we'll actually play it and see what it is. With that being said, one more thing about Team Skull that we found out. They have an enforcer named Gladion. Seems, you know, all competitive and crap, but, you know, who isn't from, you know, like an evil team, you know? Finally, not even finally, we have two other things. We have Zygarde having a role in this game, which is freaking cool. So we have Zygarde cells that you can collect. As we know, Zygarde cell was announced last summer, actually, not even this past summer. The summer before that, from 2015, we found out about Zygarde cell, which a bunch together, you know, kind of makes up the different forms of Zygarde. The, you know, the 10% form, 50%, whatever. I forget the exact numbers, whatever. But either way, these Zygarde cells make up Zygarde, you know? And now it looks like a part of the game, and I think this is more of a side quest thing. I'm not definite, but, you know, we don't know any more than that. You're going to be getting a Zygarde cube that will allow you to collect the Zygarde cells, and that may be a post-game thing that, like, it'll build up to. Maybe you're doing, like, this is like a kind of story that goes parallel to everything, and then you kind of finish that off in the post game. I'm not entirely sure. However, what is pretty cool is you have the 2 professor assistants that were kind of following you around X and Y. They were, showing you what to do, telling you, oh, you have to go here, go there. If you guys remember those 2 folks, they are going to be the ones that are kind of leading through this, project with Zygarde, which is interesting because, it's an X and Y kind of storyline that they're continuing. So maybe that leads to something with, more collaboration with X and Y than we thought. So that's out there. And finally, yet another piece of information here is related to a mini game / function within the game that's like Pokemon Snap. And it's so cool. So it is called we have the Poke Finder. So with the Poke Finder, you can take pictures of Pokemon like you would in Pokemon Snap. So you go to certain locations, you take pictures, you can share them, and they can be rated, and it's just, I don't know, it's just cool. Like, it works in a very similar way that the original Pokemon Snap function. You kind of just find an area, there's a wild Pokemon going around. They showed an example with Dragonite, that's kind of insane, and you can just take pictures of wild Pokemon in any location, really, and that's really cool. I don't know, hey. Then you also have the Poke Finder analysis that goes with it, so you can pretty much share the picture, and then, you can have thumbs up and ratings and, stuff, so you can see how well that picture is doing and everything. So, hey, a lot of cool stuff. We have, what the fuck, we have 2 new Pokemon, 1 new Alola form, we know a whole new organization, we know a member of an evil team, we know about a whole other storyline that is now going to be part of this with collecting Zygarde cells. We know about, pretty much a legendary spin-off game that will be included as part of this through the Poke Finder, essentially. The same concept is there. And more functionality like Sun and Moon 12 hours apart. That's fucking insane. We know so much information. And Ultra Beasts! So much information. We know a lot of stuff. I apologize, this is a longer video, but I mean, I couldn't compact it anymore without rushing it. And, this is already... Sorry if you hear that, I just threw my pen. I'm stupid. So, yeah. With that being said, I hope you guys are excited for these games. I really am. They are throwing a lot of change at us, but I think that it's necessary to keep the game fresh, and they're doing the right thing right now. That's all I'm saying. With that, guys, if you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video with Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, available November 18th, 2016. See y'all later.